to the Distro Rock Hopper. Now in today's video, I'm going to be turning this here laptop, my trusty HP Compact 6720S that we have seen so many times on the channel. I am going to be turning this thing into a server. So let's get into it. Now currently on this flash drive here, this very tiny flash drive, I have a copy of the Fedora Server 42, which is a server version of Fedora Linux. So we are going to pop it into the site and we are going to shut this thing down for the final time on currently Arch Linux is what this thing is running. So let's press shut down here. Now as for the reason I'm turning this thing into a home server, just for fun I guess. I'm not gonna be like deploying it or anything, I'm just gonna kind of use it for fun. There are a few different things that I want to do with this thing as a server. Number one is to use it as a file server. I'm probably just going to set up a very simple like Samba share. I know there is also copy party, I might mess around with that. So yeah, Samba share is the first one, and I specifically want to configure it so that it works with my iPhone. Because the thing is that with iPhone, if you set a Samba share to allow guest access, if you log in as a guest in the Files app on your iPhone, then while you can read files on the Samba share perfectly fine, you can't write to the share, which is something that I would like to be able to do. I want to be able to write to the share because I mainly want to use the share to like transfer files back and forth between computers, because this thing is 17 years old. I don't think I trust this hard drive with anything mildly mission critical, because it's already a surprise, a huge surprise, that this thing's drive has not failed yet. It somehow passes a smart test with flying colors, so I don't know, you tell me. But yeah, even though it has survived for so long, I don't know if it's gonna survive much longer, so I don't want to put anything like important on here. It's mainly just for transfer. But anyways, let's just press F9 to go to the boot menu. I mean, we don't have to go to the boot menu, I already have the boot order set, but let's go USB hard disk. I did use the Fedora media writer to flash this, and it's gonna check the media. Let's Control-Delete that immediately and go back into the boot menu. Now, this installation is probably gonna be a bit different from how we normally install things, because after the installation there isn't gonna be like a graphical environment, because Fedora Server is mainly meant to be managed through a web environment, through a little dashboard called Cockpit, and basically you connect to it via a web browser on any other device, such as my Chromebook over here I have, because currently my main laptop is downstairs installing Crystal Linux because I nuked the previous thing. The previous video I installed CashOS on my main laptop, but then I wanted to distro hop to Solus, so I recorded a video distro hopping to that, and then the next day I decided I don't want to use Solus, and then I distro hopped over to, what was it, Fedora 43, the beta. You'll see this is Fedora 42 because it's the latest full release. Fedora 43 is currently still in beta as of me recording this video, and as with beta software, it's not very stable, so I ran into issues on my main laptop. I wiped it clean, and then I tried to install Artix Linux this morning, and while it did work, it had a bunch of issues related to like Pipewire and all that stuff, because I chose the Cinnamon version, and I ended up just saying no, and now it's currently busy downstairs installing Crystal Linux. That's actually why I'm using the small flash drive as the install media, because my usual flash drive is plugged into my main laptop installing Crystal Linux currently. I can't breathe, but anyways, you can see it is starting the installer. One moment, you actually can't see because of the like glare, but oh well. There you can see that there is text there. I'll close the thing. That doesn't help much. Okay, I'll just leave it there. Anaconda 42.2.12-1.fc42 for Fedora 42. That's what it says. I'm reading it. And it is using Tmux, it appears. Okay, we should be going into the graphical environment any minute now. Gray screen. Good sign. And a 3, and a 2, and a 3, 2, 1. Come on, don't embarrass me now. I can move the mouse. That's a bonus. I can move the mouse with my... Okay, there we go. Fedora Server. I have actually messed around with Fedora Server literally once in a virtual machine with a bridged network adapter so that I could actually do stuff with it. But yeah, this is the first time I'm turning real hardware into a home server. So, anyways, this is how it will work. I forgot how this will work. Installation destination, please and thank you. Let's go automatic and free up space by removing existing partitions. This is the way I usually like to do it. Okay, so slash is unknown Linux. That is my arch partition. So 31 gigs. Delete. No, not delete all. Preserve all, please. Unknown Lin. Wait, I'm gonna cancel this. I kind of feel unsafe now. Okay, let's press done again. There we go. Unknown Linux. Delete. Swap. Delete. /home. Delete. And preserve HP recovery. Total selected space to reclaim 126.74 gigabytes. Reclaim space. Okay, there we go. So we can network and host name I do want to configure because it is a nightmare to connect to the network from the terminal. So give me a split second. Okay, so we are now connected to the internet. I am just covering my Wi-Fi name here. I gave the computer the lovely host name of Servimix Serverface. So let's enable the root account. Yeah, let's do that. And root password, I will actually pause the video because I do want a secure password on here. Give me a split second. Okay, I set the root password. So now let us create a user account. There's the copper password. I'm going to pause the clip again. Okay, so you can see that the root password is set and my admin account has been created. So now let's press begin installation. Okay, there we go. Configuring storage. We are about to turn... Whoa, what was that voice crack? We are about to turn this here old laptop into a home server, which is pretty cool. But anyways, let's discuss what I actually want to do with the server. We have already discussed the file server component. The second component, one is... I cannot speak today. The second component is going to be... Why is it creating XFS? Oh, because it's a server operating system. Okay, I can shush now. The second one is going to be a Jellyfin media server. Now, for those who don't know, Jellyfin is basically a way to kind of run a self-hosted Netflix, if you will. You can put your ripped DVDs and stuff onto it, and then there's a nice little web interface where you can access all that stuff. It's super cool. I do have a bunch of DVDs. I'm not going to rip them. I'm just going to get like a random, like one of my videos and just shove it on there. The third one is going to be a music share through DAAP, which stands for Digital Audio Something Protocol. I forgot what it stands for. Basically, it's a protocol used by iTunes, but everyone's reverse engineered it at this point. And I'm going to be doing that through something called OwnTone, which is basically like a self-hosted music streaming thingy, where you can put your own songs on there and then you can connect to it through anything that supports DAAP, like for example Rhythmbox, which is quite cool. And then the fourth one that I want to do is actually a backup server through Borg. I might end up literally just making another Samba share, but I'm gonna use this to see if I can back up my main laptop to this thing. Obviously, the drive isn't big enough to fit all the contents of my main laptop's drive, so I'm just gonna test by using maybe just like one directory, maybe my like .config directory I'll back up. But yeah, anyways, it is preparing transaction from installation source. I will see you once it is done, and let's also discuss how the whole... I can't speak. Now, I got this like... What am I saying? I wanted to do this because you've seen all those like videos on YouTube of people running their own home servers and like home labs and stuff, and I'm like, I really haven't used this computer in such a long time. Like, the last time I've really done anything with it was that video where I installed Arch on it. That's like the last thing I did with it. And obviously I don't really use it for much. So I'm like, okay, I'll maybe turn this into a server that I can actually use. And I can use it to store files and stuff, and some other stuff like I discussed. So yeah, this is probably gonna take a small eternity, because this is the server version, even though I believe everything is actually contained on the ISO, which is like 2.9 gigs, so it shouldn't take that long. And then yeah, we will come back. There is some configuration we have to do on the laptop itself before we can do the whole web interface thing. The first thing is disabling the lid sensor, because obviously if I were to close the laptop, then it would put it into sleep mode, and then we wouldn't be able to reach the server. And obviously we don't want this laptop open all the time, because that's going to take up a lot of space. I want to be able to just turn it on, wait for it to boot up, and then just close it, and then be on with my day, and then still be able to access everything. So that is what I want to do. Also, this isn't going to be like a deployed server or anything. It's just going to be on my local network to mess around with. And also, the second thing we have to do is figure out this laptop's IP address once we are installed, so that I can actually type that into the browser on the Chromebook over here, and we can access the web interface. Anyways, appears to be halfway done with package installation. You'll see 350 out of 610. So yeah, I'm gonna quit yapping now. Bye-bye. Okay, it has been a while. It is now 1 o'clock officially. The installation has completed. I don't know when exactly it completed. I just came back now. But anyway, I'm out of breath. I ran up the stairs now. Anyways, we're gonna press reboot system here. And then we're gonna reboot into our nice little home server. I have pulled the flash drive now. I'm gonna see if it'll officially shut down properly or not. Doesn't look like it. I'm just gonna control delete. I'm just gonna hold the power button. There we go. Okay, let's turn it back on. Why am I so out of breath? Anyways, let's just wait, I guess. Welcome to Grub, Fedora Linux Server Edition, Fedora Rescue, and Windows 10. That is not Windows 10, that's called the Recovery Partition. Beep. Let us wait. And wait, and wait, and wait, and wait. I'm gonna unlock my Chromebooks along, and oh, it has a graphical boot screen, that's cool. I just unlocked my Chromebook so that I can access the web interface. I do believe I know the IP of this laptop since it is static. Colon 1990 is the port, I believe. Is unreachable. Okay, let's wait for it to finish booting first. Anyways, okay, there we go. Okay, I got the IP wrong. It is that. No, not that. It is that. Proceed. Okay, so I can log in here, although I do want to, hold on, give me a second. Okay, I'm now logged in as Distro Rockhopper at Servimix Serverface. I did actually earlier, I asked ChatGPT if I could get like a guide for how to do all of this, especially the lid thing. See, I am gonna see, it is ChatGPT. So it's probably going to be kind of terrible, but let's find out. Give it a second. Okay, there we go. So, what do we want? We want to go I am just going to... Okay, there we go. So, apparently, sudo mkdir-p etc systemd/login_d.conf.d. No, that's not my password. That is. Okay. So now we are going to cd/etc systemd login_d. Alias, there's nothing here. So we are going to... Is there verm? There is verm. So we are going to verm 50-ignore-lid.conf. That's our file. Now I probably want to sudo vim that. Sudo vim. There we go. Okay. So if we enter insert mode here, we need login and then handle lid switch equals ignore handle lid switch external power equals ignore handle lid switch docked equals ignore :wq enter sudo systemctl restart system d-login d. Okay, there we go. So now we should see that if I close the laptop, it should... I still hear the fans. It's still on. Yes. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring the Chromebook here, where I have my lovely ChatGPT written guide here. That's probably kind of terrible, but I mean, this part did work. Anyways, I'm gonna log in. Give me a split second. Okay, I'm attempting to log in here. I don't know if it should work. It should work. Hello? Okay. Yes. Yes, it worked. It actually worked. My Wi-Fi is just really slow. Let's turn on admin access so that I can actually do fun stuff. This is cool. Let me just type in my password. And let's authenticate. Nice. We have admin access now. So you can see here, this is actually really, really cool. We can see the host name. We can edit the host name. Can see the login history, package updates, all this stuff. This is really cool. I can even see the storage. It is really slow because my Wi-Fi is really slow. You can see it says weak over there. But yeah, anyways, also you guys can't see anything. I'm gonna close the curtain there. Okay, so you can see some semblance of what's happening. The screen is kind of terrible, but oh well. We can actually go to session here. Let's go to dark mode. We can change the language, SSH keys, and log out. So I just want a regular little terminal. What is this little spinny thing up here for? Nothing. Okay, there we go. We have a terminal now. So I do want to control tab over to the next thing. So, what do we want to do? Is this up to date? Yes, it is. Okay. So, the first thing is we want to run this command, apparently. Control C, and then let's swipe back, Control V. Can I just like paste normally? Paste, Shift, Insert, allow, paste. Did I not copy it? That one. Control C, Control V, paste. Okay, let's just type it out manually. So it is Samba client CIFS utils sudo dnf install. Has it just been this laggy the entire time? Hold on, I'm gonna open the laptop back up and then I'll just like follow the instructions on the actual laptop itself, because that's gonna be way easier than the laggy web interface. So let's open this back up. Let's go here and sudo, it is online. Sudo dnf install -n -y Samba client CIFS utils podman borg backup policy core utils Python, and then Cockpit, which is already installed. So let's just run this. 107 kilobytes per second. That explains everything. Also, of course, now the thing pasted only. Yeah, okay, the terminal here is really slow. So there's SE Linux, applications, services, accounts, networking, storage. So yeah, it does appear that there is basically all of the drive left on SDA2, which is an LVM2 physical volume. And then there's XFS4/boot for some reason, ? And there's also like storage logs here. So this is definitely some like sysadmin type stuff here, but it's also really easy to use. So I can finally cosplay as a sysadmin. Not connected. What the heck do you mean? Okay, the Wi-Fi is being terrible, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring this laptop downstairs. I'm gonna do all of the like setup and stuff, because once again, this is not meant to be I haven't said this yet, but even though this is like kind of showing what I'm doing here, this is not meant to be a tutorial by any means. I'm not like showing you how to set up a home server, because frankly I don't even know. I'm just copying and pasting commands from ChatGPT over here. Oh, Tone is through Podman. That's why we installed Podman, because of course it is. That's gonna be fun. And yay, firewall stuff. This is amazing. Okay, there's the Borg thing, which is through SSH, it appears. Okay. And then there is Jellyfin, which is from RPM Fusion. That's not an issue. I am actually excited to see how Jellyfin works, because I've never messed around with Jellyfin before. I've seen like Linus Tech Tips, he used it in the one video that they made. So that's kind of why I'm excited for it. And then Samba, because I like to just network share files around, because it's easy. Except on Chrome OS, where network shares never work for some reason. Even though you can connect an SMB share, it just doesn't work. So Google, fix it, please. Anyways, I'm going to probably stop the recording here, because I am crashing out over things that literally don't even matter. So, yeah, bye-bye. Okay, so as you can see, I now have the Cockpit thing on my main laptop. I have done all of the setup and stuff, you guys. I can't remember what exactly I did in the previous clip. It is currently 5:10. This time is actually wrong. My laptop time is wrong for some reason. But yeah, as you can see, we are on Servimix server face at the Cockpit client. I installed this on my main laptop. And as you can see, I have everything up, or not as you can see, you can't really see much, but I have everything up and running currently. There's even a software update to do that I could install now. I'm not going to. Now I did set up a systemd timer, so that every night at 11 p.m. the server will shut down so that it doesn't use a lot of electricity in case I forget to switch it off. And I highly doubt that the motherboard of the old laptop supports Wake on LAN, and even if it does, I don't have an Ethernet, so I will have to turn the server on manually. But honestly, I don't really care because I'm not gonna be using it that much. Now, I actually managed to get the file server running. So if I create a new document here, you see it just works. I can name it potato.md, for example. I can edit it with NeoVim. I can give it a split second or two. Does NeoVim... Okay, there we go. Sharp. So let us just type, I don't know, potato. This is a test. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. WQ all. And that is now saved to the file server. So let's actually go to the file browser here. This is like a plugin you can install for Cockpit from the little applications thing here. But we can see if we go, also I did get Copy Party running just in case the Samba thing didn't work. It actually took me a really long time to get Samba to actually have write access. I had to do stuff in the SE Linux tab here. So anyways, let's go to /srv. I have to double click share potato.md, and if this thing, I don't know if this thing can actually open text file. There we go, it has saved. It is officially on the server. But yeah, I have also set up Jellyfin. I will show you that shortly. One thing I didn't set up was the, the own-tone music server, because you have to run it through like a Podman container, and I just didn't have list to do Podman. So I decided, okay, I'll just put my music on the Samba share and everything will be fine in the world. It will all be sunshine and rainbows. Everyone will be happy. But anyways, let's go to Jellyfin. So I have the Jellyfin client installed here as a Flatpak. If we go to home videos and photos, I have a bunch of my previous videos on the server. So let's actually play my previous video. This is going to be quite laggy because I am upstairs and the server is currently downstairs. Okay, just give it a moment here. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Distro Rock Hopper. Now, okay, if I can please shut up, I will turn the volume down. Yeah, this is working. It is a bit laggy, but honestly it's not that bad. This could actually be very useful because like we have a very big DVD collection, but the thing is that it's such a hassle to go through all the myriad of like drawers and cupboards that we have to just find something to watch. So we could just like rip all of our DVDs, shove it onto the server, and then just stream it over the network with Jellyfin. I don't know why the audio isn't coming through on the... Wait, is the audio coming through on the... Well, obviously it's not. I muted myself. That's why. And mutable, like every other distro. Okay. It's actually not that bad. Let's skip ahead here. If I can talk over myself. Let's skip ahead to about the middle. Give it a second to load, because this does take a while. We are on a poor Intel Core 2 Duo there downstairs that is trying to transcode this as we speak. But this is actually really fluid, considering if I can shut up. It's actually really fluid considering that I am upstairs and the server is downstairs and the Wi-Fi router is also downstairs, although I am connected to a Wi-Fi extender which is upstairs. Anyways, if I can quit yapping, we will see that I have all my stuff here. This is actually really cool. So yeah, Jellyfin gets my seal of approval. I love Jellyfin. I have used it literally right now. Was the first time I've used Jellyfin. And as you can see, Jellyfin is just on the public share here. Well, it's called public. It's not actually public. You can't actually go and see it. It's just public to the local network, so anyone on the network can access it. So if we go to shows here, there's gonna be nothing inside, but if we go to home videos, here's all the videos. So anyways, one thing I do want to try is the backup thing. I have installed Pika Backup, I believe. I can't remember, honestly. So I'm just gonna make a folder called backups here. You can stop this operation by clicking cancel. Stuff does take a while. I am gonna close this as well, the Cockpit client. And let's open up Pika Backup. Pika Backup. And then hopefully I will be able to configure the Samba share. I know I have installed Pika Backup before. I haven't actually used it to back up my system, but I did install it once. I think right before I switched off of CachyOS. I installed it just to like test it out, and I think you can use a Samba share. So let's set up backup. We are going to go remote location. Oh, okay, that's cool. It's here. Why does it only have 16 gigs allocated? That's weird. Anyways, let's go here. No, I don't want to be the base folder to be here. I want the backup location to be on the backups on here. Select. Okay, so it should be under the backups folder. There we go, and backup Garnet Distro Rockhopper. That is what I named the system. I named it Garnet. Continue. And we could encrypt it. I'll unencrypt it. Why not? Let's just YOLO this. Creating backup repository. Give creation a second. Or 2. Or 3. Or 4. Okay, there we go. So I do not want to include my home folder. That is going to take way too long. What's in my music folder? I might just include that. Okay, yeah, that is fine. I will include the music folder. I want to back up my music. That is all I want to back up. So, we can carry out our first backup. We are going to schedule it by not scheduling it. Archives is here. The public share under backups. Archive prefix is that. We can integrity check it. That's pretty cool. I haven't done that before. Backup now. Yeah, hello. Backup now, please. It's probably, I hope it's trying to do something. We can press Control comma for preferences. Title of the backup configuration. Server backup. Let's do that. No, it's not allowed to run on battery. Anyways, the server backup. Backup now, please. Backup now. Okay, let's leave that for a later date. Anyways, that is going to be a request to run in the background failed. No such portal. Abort. It never told me anything about even running the backup, but oh well. But yeah, anyways guys, that is going to be it for today's video, where I show you how a home server works. And I didn't really show you how to set it up though, because that took literally hours until I realized it was just under the SE Linux panel. Also, I did manage to install Crystal Linux. Remember, I did say something about it earlier, but yep, it is installed. I love it. It's basically just Arch. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you have a wonderful day. Today's actually Heritage Day, by the way, so yippee. But anyways, guys, hope you have a wonderful day, and goodbye, I guess.